must be Where's your manager?
The movie Queen Lateefah tells the story of a smart girl, Lateefah, who's too brainy, she'll do anything to get her family out of the gutters. The movie starts with QL, known as Queen Lateefah. We see her shopping in a store for perfumes, foods, and groceries in awe when she noticed a cleaner mopping a part of the store and the mop mistakenly slips from his hand. That was her plan, getting a head start. Another lady, Bolaji, distracted the cleaner by letting her items fall from her basket. Then Queen Lateefah looks left and right, then falls, causing a scene in the store. People rush to help her out. Few minutes later, she's on a call with her uncle, reporting the incident that happened. The manager and lawyer try to talk to her to settle things. She then said they should talk to her lawyer. She pulls out her card, proving that her lawyer is Wole Babalola, whom they said is too distinguished for this incident. The manager tried to apologize, saying this was a small negligence, on which Lateefah created another scene ranting about her hair and clothes like she's a big celebrity. After much back and forth, the barista and the manager had to give her everything she bought for free. He also gave her a complimentary bottle of champagne, apologizing that it will never repeat itself ever again. Next scene is showing Bolaji coming towards Lateefah. Apparently, everything that happened in the store was staged. She then calls the woman who she wants to sell those items to, saying she has new stuff available on ground to sell. After the whole drama, we see Lateefah and Bolaji selling off the items to her customers, including the perfumes and other expensive items, and filling up their pockets for good. After selling off the items, she returns to the boutique where she rents her clothes from and pays the lady for the clothes, while the lady tells her she wants more business with her. She also goes ahead to return the car she rented from her neighborhood engineer, who is very happy with Lateefah's work and calls her beauty plus intelligence. Returning back to her hood, different scenes unfold. A wife beating up her husband, an upcoming artist going live on his TikTok. While all these dramas were going on, Lateefah arrived and the children rushed to welcome her, and she showered them with gifts and other items. And here we also see her life, which revolves around the slums and her ambitions. Lateefah enters her room and gives her mother the gifts she got for her, who then proceeds to ask her how she got them and says that she hopes her late father will be proud of whatever she's doing to make the money, because she thinks her daughter is doing very well. Few minutes later, a girl and her mother are seen mocking Lateefah and her mom because the generator was not working. This caused all four of them to engage in a verbal fight. Lateefah then told her mom to go in and dress up, that they were going out. She took herself, her mom, and Bolaji to a 5-star hotel where she then causes a scene after planting a cockroach in her meal. To avoid much drama, the hotel manager had to give her a free hotel room that night, which seemed to be very expensive. Bolaji begins to praise Lateefah, and her mom was fighting about leaving the hotel room after suspecting that they were behind the cockroach in the dish, and said to Lateefah that she was acting like she isn't raised properly. But Lateefah and Bolaji denied it and said they didn't do it, and emotionally blackmailed Lateefah's mother, resulting in her enjoying that free stay and food at the hotel. In the washroom, Lateefah had a flashback of her with her father telling him about her ambitions. Fast forward to a gathering that was being held at the 5-star hotel. Lateefah got to know about it as she overheard a person talking on his phone. Lateefah impersonated a certain VIP person just to gain entrance to the party, as it was strictly by invitation and no other means. Moving on, she claims to be Lateefah Adela to attract a particular young man, Jide Rhodes, who was already getting interested in her as they both started having conversations and exchanged numbers. Eventually, the manager understands someone has infiltrated the party as a fake. He starts searching for Lateefah, but she slips to the hall with Mr. Rhodes, where they both get to know each other more, and Lateefah is also introduced to the secretary of Rhodes, Arasa. Returning back to her hotel room, she begins to make research on Rhodes when she found out he has a sister named Shade, a psychology graduate who loves to fly planes. While she's at this, her mother advises her to be honest in her work no matter what she's doing. After the whole event, Rhodes then begins to call her and made mention that they need to have a meeting and talk about the execution of the contract he has. While on the call with Rhodes, a banker overheard everything and started doing her own fake call just to prove to Lateefah that she has levels too. But Lateefah laughed at her and told her to make research well before she starts lying. She also mocks her for being so dumb for not understanding how things work, saying she's just beating around the bush and trying to go against Lateefah, which is impossible for someone like her. Here we see Rhodes' mother meeting with him at his office and trying to convince him to attend his father's memorial at home. Lateefah then heads to the boutique to borrow some designer clothes to go to the meeting, as well as a car from her neighborhood engineer. The moment Lateefah left the engineer's place, the engineer then calls his apprentice, Olu, who is always chasing after Lateefah because they once had a history together. Olu tells his and Lateefah's childhood story, on which the engineer advised him to focus on his life, as him and Lateefah are no longer on the same level. At the meeting, everyone gives ideas for Rhodes' business, and on Lateefah's turn, she gives a very radical but amazing idea that everyone was pleased with. Rhodes' secretary then decided to strip off Lateefah's fake identity, saying that Lateefah was related to the Adela case. Maybe she could speak to her uncle, as she was sure that Lateefah was lying about her identity. She then told her mom everything and was advised to let it go. Lateefah refused, hoping to get more money and change their lives forever, and she was never stopping unless she succeeded in what she wants done. Rhodes tells Lateefah that he got the contract he was working for due to Lateefah's advice, and then invites Lateefah to accompany him for his dad's memorial. She agrees, and when she meets his sister and mother, who didn't buy the idea of her being part of the Adela family, Rhodes' mother starts asking questions to Lateefah on the dinner table about her family, while Rhodes takes her side and stops the interrogation. Lateefah and Rhodes' picture was going all around on social media, where all the neighbors began to congratulate Lateefah's mother, as she's been seen hooked up with an influential man. Rhodes' sister confronts Lateefah and told her that she and her mother suspect that there is something fishy about Lateefah, but whatever it is, she should not break her brother's heart. Finally, Lateefah opened up to Shade to tell her the whole truth and her real identity, because she was feeling a heavy burden on herself from the lies she has been spreading. And Shade was really surprised, but was also happy for her honesty, and she told her to make it work and tell her brother so it doesn't break him. Arasa, who has always been in love with him, went about looking for who Lateefah truly is. She met with Olu, who spit out every single detail needed to know about Lateefah. Lateefah was finally able to convince Rhodes to go for the memorial gathering, which pleased his mother's heart, but she still had some doubts regarding Lateefah's identity. While Lateefah and Rhodes were out for a drive, they both had a deep emotional conversation, making their relationship stronger. And at this event of Rhodes' father's memorial, that was when Arasa showed Rhodes and everyone who Lateefah truly is, that her father was a driver while she comes from a very poor background. She showed a video of Lateefah's mother as proof of her fakeness. Rhodes was shocked, and he asked Lateefah, "Is this true?" Arasa told Jide that, "Of course it's true. This girl here comes with a hidden identity." At the revealing of the truth, Jide was heartbroken. After this scene, Rhodes' sister, Shade, went to mock Arasa, telling her she's full of plastic surgeries and fakeness, and yet she ruined her brother's happiness. Lateefah went back to her mother, crying about the mistakes she has done, while her mother consoled her. Rhodes stood in front of his window wondering about the betrayal he got. Bolaji was also there to help Lateefah recover from this heartbreak. As the time passed, Shade and Lateefah still remained friends. As Rhodes and his team were having complications executing the original idea, which was introduced by Lateefah, Shade told Lateefah that Rhodes needed her help executing his project. Lateefah was ready to help, which she did, and proudly told everyone in the team about her real identity. And at the end of it all, they got the contract approved with the help of Lateefah, marking a new beginning for Queen Lateefah, which by time softens the heart of Rhodes, ending with Lateefah and him getting back together.